So here's the thing. So we should establish one ground rule here, or we should like sort something out. First off, this is clearly X tier. Question mark is clearly X tier, obviously. Green is definitely meh. So I'm sort of thinking like, here's a basic question we need to answer. Is it okay ever for a normal weapon to be above a Grizzco weapon? I think yes. Oh, update the title, good call. Hang on. Okay. Hopefully that was a good compelling title. I could not decide, so I ranked the Grizz weapons on their own tiers. Okay, so that's the thing. I was sort of tempted to do this. So tell me what we think about this. If I do add a row below or above, sorry. Like I could see myself want to do this, like G, right? But this only makes sense if we consider like G weapons to be above everything else. Like we would never consider a normal weapon to be above Grizzco weapons individually. Okay, well, let's do that then. I think it's fine. Let me get rid of this garbage. This was a mistake. I just did that for the joke of it. Okay. All right. Are we all good? All the rules clear? Okay. See you, kitten. Thanks again for the raid. Wait a second. Did I miss something? No. Okay. Okay. So I expect there's going to be some discussion here, but let me just like do an opening move. So this, just to set like the tone, I feel like this is like B. Does that feel right to people? That's like middle of the road, right? You could even argue A possibly, but that's just like how we think about B, splatter shot. B is right. Okay. So I think you could argue that goes with splatter shot. 52 probably goes there too. And again, oh, sorry, one other thing I forgot to clarify. This is obviously for Salmon Run, and this is like freelance centric. So if you like potentially need to carry a wave, which would be totally different than if it was like overfishers, right? And it's like a bunch of people that you know, that would be a different list. This is like if you're just going in, hitting like freelance. That's the way I'm thinking about this. The spread holds it back a bit. Oh yeah, exactly. Okay, so this is like if you're just like a single person going to play Salmon Run. That's the way I'm thinking about this. And this is like amortized across all the maps. So you could argue that like, okay, what if pencil is like really bad on spawning grounds? We should think about it in terms of like across all the maps averaged out. Okay, so jet, I would say, and stuff that's like, here's the other way I personally think about this. Situationally useful weapons are generally going to be pretty low because Salmon Run demands that you do like a lot of stuff, right? And be very flexible. So I actually think jet is useful, but as a general weapon, I think it's like a C. Put jet in S tier because that's my main. We'll seriously consider that as an option. That we'll workshop that one a bit. We'll have to discuss that one. I'm trying to think of the most bureaucratic way to say that. Okay. Ink brush, again, we're just kind of filling out some of the pillars here. Ink brush, I'm going to put firmly in meh. Jet B, C seems like a better fit. Yeah. Oh, also, I think there's probably going to be like 2 passes on this. There's like the initial pass and then there's like the revisions, right? And this should be a group effort, I'm thinking. So tell me if you think something's way off. You have a tier called bias for your main weapon. That's actually really funny. Okay, so let's just kind of fill out some tiers here. So I think Dapples is safely S. I think, I guess, should I go from like left is the highest in the tier? Probably, right? And right is like lowest in the tier. So this is a little tough. I think I would say A initially on this. I'm just doing the initial like culling right now, right? Pro is really bad. Low C, high D. Dapples S or X. Brush is top of S. Bagel is just here to be the foil, I'm convinced. Okay. So here's the other thing we could do. We could initially put stuff in S and then like on the second pass upgrade it to X. That's one way to do this. So like stuff will get like a second pass like upgrade. It's like a, first class upgrade for free or whatever. This one's hard because it's good sometimes, but it's also awful sometimes. So I don't know I'm going to hold on to that. If someone has some suggestions for pencil, let me know. Put 96S, it has a lot of good interactions. I could see that. I think that's actually a fair point. Yeah, especially after using it right now. Let me get my chair, hang on. Okay. Tetras. I guess we should put a D weapon down actually first so that we know what D is. Hang on. Also have to fix my monitor. Squiffer and Explo and X. That's an interesting combo. I think Squiffer is definitely at least A tier. 100%. Are you serious about the Explo in X? I assume that's a joke. And we're talking about Salmon Run, right? Okay, so let's find what's a good D weapon. So I would say H3 is D. Because the difference between these two is H3 is based on your playstyle. Nova. No, but for Salmon Run though. So like if you're trying to like carry a wave, like carry a team, the question is, will Explo be the best weapon you can have for that? H3 is F. H3 is F. We don't have an F. Should we make an F just for H3? So here's the thing. I would if the current rotation had H3 instead of brush, I think the rotation would be easier. That's the way I'm thinking about it. That's why it's not in meh. I have a polarizing thing to put in meh also that may elicit some feedback. Okay, what are we? Which A? So what's a good A one? Like not quite top tier, but still quite good. Machine maybe. Put Dread in X already. We can put Dread in. Well, we're not putting thing in X yet, so let's put it in S. This I think safely goes in S. Or sorry, yeah, S. Wiper definitely goes in S. If I can get there we go. Any disagreements so far? H3 is C. Squiffer A. Oh yeah, we put Squiffer in for sure. Where is Squiffer? Here it is. Okay. Do we agree that's an S? Hydra is a low C. I think Hydra is going to be my controversial one. I think people may have strong feelings about my Hydra placement. S for Squiffer, okay. Octo, I'm going to say C for Octo. Heavy edit A. I think that's a safe call. I think I would say heavy edit A. Where is it here? Even arguably S, but let's say A for now. Actually, no, that's a good S, like pillar. Paintbrush is good A. I agree with that. Paintbrush and A. I think you can even make a case for S, but yeah, I think A is probably closer to heavy edit. Your tier list is already so different because of your rules. You mean because like it's not like an overfishing team? Okay, Stamper is definitely S, right? There's no question, I assume. Brella? So it's gone up in my list, honestly, over time. I think I would put it in B for right now. S Blast and S. I want it so bad to be better than it is for me. It's the speed. Here's the dilemma I have with S Blast. All right, okay, we'll get to S Blast. Let's hold on that one for 1 sec. Splat dualies? I'm tempted to go A splat dualies. Does that feel okay? Because you get the roll, right? You get the roll and then you get the turret, so you get dodging and extra like firing power. Brella does how much damage? I think it's 210, isn't it? Let me see. Or I don't know, maybe we have a DPS like fact checker. Move pro down to D with H3. I could see that. It is, and if only for, actually I think the strongest argument for moving it down is the ink efficiency is beyond awful. Okay, what other sort of like freebies do we get in here? B for Glugas? 180, 240? Yeah, something like that. It's more than undercover, I remember for sure. V Slosher, easy A. I don't love V Slosher. I think Dread is in many ways a better V Slosher. Gluga's A or S. I could see an argument for A. Turret mode is powerful. I'm gonna put it here until somebody complains. It's like 96 in turret, exactly. Yeah. Mini. I think Mini is very good. I think it's probably in the same level of good as Splat Dualies. You're complaining? Okay, go ahead with your complaint. Gluga's B. Tell me why. What's your beef with Glugas? We should make a good case here. Ballpoint high A, maybe S. Totally agree. Absolutely agree. I'll do that while waiting for. Okay, you don't like how inefficient they are. That's a decent point. How do we feel about that? But is it worse than 96? It's a little too slow. But so we have to look at through the lens of what if it's like a rolling 96, right? A because of the interactions. High B. Okay, that might be one of those we do on second pass. I see what you're saying, Pluto, for sure. Absolutely. Excuse me. Okay, so which category is a little low right now? So how about undercover? C? Is that too low? Glugas is more or less B tier. I could see a case for B. It's really the thing with Glugas is that they're powerful, right? Can handle sticks on the ground. See, that's really useful. Kills Cohawks quickly. Steelheads and stingers aren't a problem either. We're looking at OPL. What's OPL? Sorry, I don't know what that means. Turret mode is perfectly fine too. I have two people with me now. 96 doesn't have ending like, oh, that's actually, okay, that's the strongest point I've heard. Ranger saying they have that end lag thing. Okay, so let's preliminarily move it down here to B, because I think that's actually a really good case. Or are you saying it doesn't have, 96 doesn't have it like Lucas? Yeah. Because that is the problem with turrets. You can be frozen in time there and just get killed. That's actually a really good point. Okay, that's a really good point. All right, L3, I want to say A. That might be kind of a polarizing decision, but I think it's like 400 DPS, right? Something like that, 475, or sorry, 375, something like that. No, we're not saying Glugas are bad. V-Charger is awful, absolutely. 96 is better than Glugas, yeah, I think that's true. I think it's a good point. Okay, so this is a safe S, right? Ballpoint, 700 DPS in burst mode. Can recharge right away. I think this is considered like a top tier weapon, right? Does anybody disagree with that? Reef, I think is, whoops, whoa, hang on, hit the wrong mouse button. One sec. Reef, I think, is very powerful after its buff. I think that's a minimum. Ballpoint S, yeah. It does rely on close range. That's true, but it's 700 DPS close range, which is bonkers. S for Reef. I could be talked into S for Reef. It cleans Cohawks, yeah. Does anybody disagree with that? So let's see. we have a lot of bias towards S right now, which I guess is my fault. Okay, we should try to fill out some of the bottom levels. So Spread on partials is a bit, okay. Reflux X, Ref S or A is fine. GooTuber is C. I feel like that's going to be one of those polarizing ones, so we'll come to that. Okay, so I think I'm tempted to say V-Charger is D. Like it's like better than Brush, but not much better. GooTuber B or A, even for me. How do you use it though? You're using it as the tap weapon, or are you talking about for the charger aspect? Because the thing is, like, you can get the same DPS from just like NZAP without having to tap. So it's sort of like if I had the choice between NZAP at A or at B currently, and tapping to get NZAP with possibly using charger in certain circumstances. Charging is powerful. It's just very slow though. The strongest argument for charging is piercing. You only charge for steelheads and scrapper. Well, you charge for also hordes. For horde piercing. NZAP has a hold charge mode. Wait. Oh, does NZAP have a hold charge mode and a good charge mode? No, it does not. Goo is. Let's come back to Goo because I think that's we could spend a lot of time on Goo. That's my thought. That's gonna be polarizing. Recycled, I think, is quite good. I think it's a B, at least, because it's got range. I think it's actually higher power than Splatbrella. Actually, it should be here then. And you can shoot the canopy constantly. What does that say? Also has good initial floor painting. Oh, for Goo does? Yeah. By the way, if somebody says it, we should probably say what the weapon is, because we're talking about a bunch of weapons. Recycled would say A. I could be talked into A for recycled. I think it's very good. I think it's better than the Splatbrella. Because the canopy, again, for Salmon Run specifically, the canopy in Splatbrella is so slow to fire that I don't know how useful it is. It's useful standing still. Where would we put tent? Ooh, that's a good question. I think so. I think my bias might be too heavy on this one. I can't stand how slow it is. Tent A or S. You'd rather have Splatbrella. Well, Ranger, why is that? What's your reasoning there? Oops, sorry, I hit the mic there. You think it is good because it doesn't shoot its canopy? Oh, so you just want to use it up close for like deflections. It's so good for lessers and has an insane kill time. We're talking about tent. Is that what you mean? Single cycle a good amount of bosses. Tent can't kill Cohawks in one shot, which I wish it had. What is the single shot damage on tent? I thought it could single. Oh, it can't. That's right. 350. Yeah, Cohawks are 400. I don't know what to do about that one. Okay, let's come back to that 1 second. I'm trying not to get too caught up on one because it's gonna get like kind of boring. Let's put heavy in A alongside heavy edit. We may have to like resort these. Okay, let's do a controversial one. I think this maybe should be a meh. I think this is a theoretically amazing weapon that in practice is very rarely amazing. Because the problem is that this is through the lens of freelance, right? If you have a team that knows how to play the game well and you know them and you know your play style and they'll protect you, then it's great. If you have to try to carry the wave, it is a total nightmare. The devs put in terrible rotations and maps. That's true. I'm going to put it here until somebody can make a strong case for that. I mean, here's the thing. 900 DPS for a full charge, partial charge, like anything less than full charge is 525. Meanwhile, you've got this guy who has 700 DPS instantly, basically. So this is theoretically higher, but in practice, you're going to get more kills per match with this thing, I think, unless you've got extreme protection. It's bad NFL. Squad, it's amazing. It feels like we're assuming every wave is going terribly. Have you played freelance? I'm just kidding. That's just a joke. No, but I'm saying, like, imagine you're playing on like spawning grounds, right? They're like playing on spawning grounds. Like, what are the weapons that you would bring with you on your desert island? Okay. Not, I think, would we call not A or B? I think I'm tempted to say A because it has a lot of the same qualities as ballpoint, but not quite. We're gonna do X as the second pass. We'll promote some things there. You would say S above heavy edit. You're saying alongside ballpoint. Okay. I mean, I could be tucked into that. Not as very good. What is it 525 DPS? It is, right? That's the only thing I'm thinking, that because the thing that this has the 700 burst. It has range. That's actually a good point. Charging, the range is something I hadn't thought about. Okay, let's for now put that here then. It does hold charge. So here's the thing about that. Hold charge, I don't think actually matters in Salmon Run. It's like, it's important for PvP because you can get the charge and then hide in the ink and then fire it. But the salmonids can see you anyway. You can't hide from the salmonids. I mean, it helps a little bit if you're trying to move or whatever. But by the way, that's part of the reason this thing is in meh, because you can spend like an hour and a half charging this to full charge and then have to move and you lose all of it. Really good boss slayer, decent lesser killing power. By the way, it's been forever since we've had not in a rotation, I'm realizing. Top 5 consistency in boss slaying. Okay, well, let's put it here until somebody wants to talk us all out of it. Tetras, I'm going to say D tier. Really bad DPS, really bad ink efficiency, horrendously bad end lag. Yeah, okay. Oh, you want to go for math? I mean, I think if I was if I was the last person alive with either of these weapons, I'd be in real trouble. If I was the last person alive with these, I think I could make it work. Tetras are awful. I agree, they're awful. Are they as awful as brush? I don't know. And by the way, I'm doing this just to wake up my display. Okay. Definitely meh. Okay. Tetras are meh. All right, people feel very strongly about that, so let's put them in meh. This, I think, is at least A. Very powerful. Single shot, steelheads, eels, what else? This gets single shot a lot of stuff. And it's got range, and it's got paint, and the tap shots up close are pretty good. I don't think Zoom is that useful in SR, personally. The weapons in mess seem as special, kind of bad. Yeah, I mean, left to my own devices, I would definitely do this. But this is a collaborative effort, mostly, so I'll put it there for now. Does this feel okay? Try Stringer. I think this is good. By the way, I feel really good about this list right now. It's not useful, but it's fun. There's a lot of S just because I think those are the weapons people are excited about. That's why we ended up talking about those. That's why it's more filled out. And also remember, some of these are going to get promoted up into X. S for try. Try bucket. Try stringer. I could probably be talked into that. A is good for try. Is there anybody else want to see try in S? Stamper is X. Yeah, we'll do that. Don't worry. I think Stamper can easily get an X. Really good precision. Okay. Let's go. I'm gonna leave it an A for now until somebody wants to make a case for killing coags one shot is good for sure. But is it as effective as ballpoint or Stamper or Squiffer? All G. I don't know. Okay, let's keep going. I would argue Luna is S because it is like ridiculously good at lessers, very, very powerful, fires quickly. Does anybody disagree with that? I feel like that's a pretty safe choice. A is more fitting, sorta, yeah. High A for Luna. Painting buff it got. What painting buff for which? The painting buff, oh, for Stringer. Luna. It got a painting buff? I totally missed that. Okay. Okay, see you, Bagel. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for arguing about weapons. Have a good night. Oh, G-Roller is down here. Okay, I just saw it. Okay, so nobody's trying to talk me out of Luna, so let's keep going. Okay, potentially controversial. I think this is in C. And the reason is that it's slow, the power is not that high, and the range is nowhere near as it's a far worse Luna, in my view. That's Range Blaster, yeah. I don't think that range. So the thing about this is like the range difference is meaningful in PvP compared to like say Blaster, but it's so minor that in SR it just doesn't matter. Like you're not trying to kite a Cohawk shooting at you with Blaster. We also Luna in A. Okay, that's fine. I don't feel strong about that one. That's fine. I don't feel that strong about Luna being an S. Back to reading classes. I know. I have another reading class tomorrow. Range Blaster is 300 in SR. It's not enough to one-shot a Steelhead. It's what, like 280? No, it can't one-shot a Steelhead. That's S-Blast. I forget what the exact number is, but it's like 280. If it could one-shot a Steelhead, it would be higher, I think. But it's very slow. It's only barely further than other blasters, and the radius is not that great. So the only thing you have, there's major downsides compared to Luna, and only minor range advantage. Yeah, it's not that great. I kind of even want to put it in D, but I think C is probably more fair. Okay, where does this go? I like this. I used to main this in PvP. Is B too high for this? 250, yeah, for Range Blaster. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Does anybody have a problem with Tri-Bucket being in B? I abhor blasters. I think Luna is great. I think well, we'll get to that in a second. But I hear you. I hear you on that one. High C for Tri-Slosh. Is it the same as range? I mean, these are pretty bad weapons. I think I may have to vouch for Tri-Slosher compared to Octobrush and UCB and Range Blaster. I feel I can do a lot more like good with Tri-Slosher because you get the extreme mobility, right? That's a huge benefit. Jet Squelcher. Okay. I see where you're coming from with that. All right, let's try to pick up the pace a little bit. Junior, probably C for the DPS aspect and the lack of range. It's got a huge like ink tank, but Tri-Slosh in B. I mean, I feel better about it in B. Okay, I'm gonna vouch for B. I'll have a couple kind of like special requests in. So I'm gonna put in. We can always come back to this, but like B for now. Petition Glugos move to A. I would put them in A, but I think a lot of people. I think the thing that killed Glugos was the end lag. Vouch for it in A. Pluto doesn't want it in A. I wish there was some way to like label these, like to say like revisit or something. As long as it's under 96, it's fine. I think I go back and forth on this. If it wasn't for the end lag, I think it'd be a clear A. Dowsers, I really think this might be polarizing. I think these are C. They would have been D before the ink buff. So here's the problem. Single roll, annoying roll length, standing fire DPS is almost useless. So that means you're basically turreting, but the one thing that you want from it with the turreting can roll you into the ocean. Yeah. I think these are, I like putting it next to, I think this is the same like class, right? Of like, you can make it work, but it's not like your first choice. It was a significant buff, but it doesn't make it great. Like if you had to carry with one of these or dowsers, I kind of struggle to see that. The range and DPS puts it in B, but isn't it? But the range is, I mean, it's not even as good a range as Jet. The roll DPS is great. Yeah, I agree on the 600 thing, but it's just that if it had, okay, so here's the thing. If it had better standing DPS, or if it had 2 rolls, or if the single roll was more controllable and it wasn't like this weird distance, then it would be okay. But as it stands, it's weird roll distance, single roll, still has N lag, not as far as Jet, and the standing DPS is awful. I hated them before the buff. Yeah, I think, like I said, before the buff, I think it would have been definitely D for me. Okay, I'm going to keep moving unless everybody feels I'm saying something way off base. Blob, I think, is A because of the DPS and the range and everything. Wait, what is Pluto upset about? Oh, Dowsers. Blob A is fine. I think it's a pretty safe A, right? Oh, Dowsers, your love. I see. Well, this isn't like which weapon. This is like what will help you in Salmon Run, right? This isn't even like the fun to use, like the weapons you like most list. This is like, how will you survive with this weapon? We'll probably have to do so I think we'll just do the G weapons last. Tent, I don't know where to put tent. Is B okay for machine? If it makes you feel any better, I love DS, and even those aren't the best. Yeah. Low B, okay. It's got its uses, right? Like it's got some minor AoE and it's got that arc thing which can be useful, and I think it's fun to use too. But I think I feel comfortable in this like line of other weapons with it. Okay, I feel like Pluto's going to be unhappy about that one. I might be too biased for this one. I really want to put this in B, but are people going to argue for A for it? I just think it's not. It's like a worse dread. The Dowsers, yeah, we'll come back to the Dowsers, I think. Slosh high B, yeah, I had a lot of fun with in the recent mid B. Okay. The thing is, the ink efficiency isn't great. The DPS isn't great, and the range isn't great. This is like the upgraded V slosher, right? 160 per shot. It's something like that. It's not amazing. It used to be the worst weapon straight out in SR until they buffed it. It's got good painting. That's true. It's decent painting. Okay. Clash Blaster, I think easily D. It just cannot do damage to save its life, especially if that's that grounds one. Meh. You want to put it all the way in meh? Actually, I think that might be fair. I think that maybe should go in meh. Okay. Okay, so now we're getting down to the controversial ones. GooTuber, I think I would feel okay with B. Tap shots are good. The charge is there in case you need it. Does good paint. But the charge time to damage ratio is not that great. Clash X. We're talking about Salmon Run. How could this be X in Salmon Run? I can't tell if Pluto's kidding or not. Clash X. No trust. No, we can't trust. This is like you got to make a case for it. You can't just say trust. Why is it so great? Right now, you're just trying to get it out of like the basement right now. Make a case for getting out of the basement. Clash Bet. We're talking about Salmon Run. Salmon Run, it's the best for Salmon Run. You would put it above Dapple Dualies? Clash can solo Joe, trust. Okay, let's do a few more. Let's try to keep going. Clash solo, all bosses and kings. I have to assume that Pluto's kidding. If not, you need to make a case for it. Trust is not making a case. I feel people may want this in C. I think it's actually a pretty versatile weapon from a painting perspective, but you're complaining about goo. I don't have a dog in this fight. I could put it in C easily. Unless you're saying it should be higher. I don't know if it should. I don't think it's A tier. For higher, okay, so here's the thing. If somebody wants to move, you got to say why. You think goo is A, why? Why is it A? Because remember, it's the same DPS as this thing, roughly. It's actually less, but you have to tap the whole time. You did say why. I'm sorry. You said why. You said why before? Not recently, right? Hang on. Let me see if I missed it. Or are you saying like much earlier? Light years ago. Well, you got to re-say it because that was in the midst of like major high tides and stuff. There was a lot of stuff going on there. I'm still learning to read. Okay. Well, we're waiting for the answer on goo. Is everybody okay with this in B? It was not during high tide. Then I'm just an awful. I'm not. My attention span is not good, I guess. Charge for goo is situational, but in those situations excels. But for Salmon Run, do you think that? Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. So you're saying basically you get a lot of the benefits of this for up close, but then sort of some of the well, we don't really have them on the chart right now, but you get. I see where you're going with that. I don't feel that strongly about this one. You put blob and goo on the same tier. V/up. Ugh. I don't know. I don't know about that. You think it's dramatically better than try? I think of these as being in the same class. They're different, right? This is like less power, more mobility. And this is barely more power and slower. V/ shouldn't be. Oh, I haven't done the like in the list. Yeah. Sorry. That hasn't been like actively maintained. We're probably going to have to do it like a second pass on this some other day, I'm guessing, because this might take a while. Okay. Are there any, here's the thing. Is anything wildly off right now? If it's off by like one tier, I think it's okay for right now. V/ is still B, but mid-high B. Agree with arrow. Okay. Nobody said anything about arrow, so I'm just going to leave it there. I'd love to try to get through this list in the next like 10 minutes. Okay. It's pretty much one of these, right? These are all more or less the same weapon. All four of these actually, in fact, are very similar. I mean, this one's got obviously better paint than 52, but agree on arrow. Dowsers are A, but you guys should stab. I think you're gonna have a hard sell on these as A. That's my feeling. This I think is at least C, if not lower. I mean, the one thing it has going for it is the single shotting steelheads. D. I could easily put it in D, no problem. Splashes 0 spread is awesome. For like painting. I think I'm gonna have a hard sell on it because no one knows how to play it. You're talking about, which one are you talking about? Dowsers? We're talking about so many weapons that saying it is super confusing. Flingza is D, then all other rollers are meh. No. I don't think G roller you think would be meh? Dynamo would be meh? That can't be right. But we're not talking about fun. This isn't a fun. This is like, are they effective? Like, will you kill 30 bosses in a shift with them? That's the way to think about this. Not G, I knew that. I know, I was sorry. I was trolling. I have a warm, like, special spot in my heart for Nova because I think the painting's useful, but I imagine most people want this at C. So I'm trying to do consensus building here. Dowsers are A if you know how to use them. We have to see some videos of that because I think you've got a lot of like overfishers and stuff. I think that would be very skeptical of that. I still don't even know what happened with the dread thing. So I assume that that whole dread thing was a joke because Ranger has not said a single thing about this since I put it up here. You don't have videos. You need to get somebody on. You need to get somebody on your side on dowsers because I don't think they just can't kill that fast. Forget dread. It's a top 5. Okay. We're talking FL. Exactly. We're talking FL. Okay, they said it was a joke. I'm sorry. There was a lot going on right then. There was like 4 high tides in a row, and then there was like a raid and everything like that. So I was having trouble keeping up. I want to put this in D. I'm bordering on meh for this. Here's the problem with this thing, and even kind of with pro to some degree. Very low spread, very low damage, not that fast despite the name, and crazy like aim wobble on jump. Like I actually really want to put this in meh. Rapid, yeah. I think Rapid Pro is better, but it's got a lot of same problems. Like the other thing with this thing is you can't even single cycle a steelhead with this, which is crazy. You can single cycle a steelhead with this. Well, you have to, on the dowsers, we'll come back to dowsers. You clearly feel very strongly about dowsers. Okay, how's our balance on this list? The list is pretty balanced now, actually. I see it. What are some other Ds? I'm worried that Pluto is going to be similarly upset about Explo. I actually think this is a really fun weapon to use, but I don't think you can make the case easily that it can carry a wave in freelance. I think it's actually really hard to do that. Again, I have a soft spot for it, so I kind of want to put it in C because of the fly fish and the stingers. 4 hit on chum is nuts. I mean, you're not wrong. I want it here for the fun aspect of it, but if I'm going by the rules, it's probably better here. Which I'm not happy about this, but I think that's probably the more like objective way to look at it. Oh, you're talking about Nova. I see. 4 hit on chum is nuts. But it paints really well and it's got like a good range, right? Foolish. Who's foolish? Oh, dowsers need their own category below meh. I mean, they're not that bad. Okay, squeezer. B. Is that fair? You guys are trying to make me sad. No, we're not trying to make you sad. I think we've just it's really hard. Like you depend on support a lot, which again is against the freelance sort of angle and all this. These are probably C. You don't rely on support. I think I would have to, we need some evidence. We need to move on from dowsers. Dowsers are getting way too much. I mean, they're even at the top of the tier. Okay, you can play dowsers fine. We believe you. I don't think we're saying you can't. Okay, so I put squeezer here and I put squelchers here. I assume that's reasonable. Pluto's been on, I know dowsers is really, Pluto wants to die on that hill, 100%. Okay, 100% S tier, right? There's no question. For sploosh. We'll have to do the G ones last. Blaster, I mean, I kind of want to put it there. Does anyone feel strongly about that? I just don't feel like it's very good. Sploosh is the unofficial Grisco shooter. That's totally true. Normal blaster, you put B. I could be talked into that. I just don't think it's okay. I mean, if you look at it as a lesser clearer, then sure. 2-hit Cohawks with decent fire rate. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, B is like, it's fine, right? That's kind of what it means. Even though I feel totally comfortable using these first 4. I don't know, but is it good as Splatbrella? Splatbrella might even be too low. Now I'm looking at this, the rest of this tier. I kind of want to put it here. You'd say so? The fire rate, I don't think people talk much about. I mean, it's barely faster than Range Blaster, right? Whenever possible, by the way, don't say it. Tell me what the weapon is, because we're talking about a lot of weapons. E-liter across all the maps in all situations. I think it's probably B. In certain situations, it bursts up to A, right? C for E-liter. I don't feel strongly about this one. Mode. Dowsers. You're still in Dowsers. We're going to get a t-shirt made for Pluto that's just the Dowsers on the front and then says X tier. If you have to not be bad with them. I can't explain it to you if you have to not be bad with them. Okay. Pluto has now pinned a comment about Dowsers. That's fine. That's actually fine if it's pinned because we're not going to forget about it. And that means we can talk about other weapons. The thing is, okay, here's the thing. Pluto, you have to find a sponsor. You have to find one other person that agrees with you. Because otherwise it's not a vote kind of based system anymore. Wait, who? No. Somebody here that says that they agree with you. I know, but I don't know who that is. She doesn't use Twitch. Fine, you got to convince somebody. Convince Ranger, or convince Psycho, or somebody. Why do you feel so strongly about this? I don't understand. Okay, it's pinned. We're not going to forget about it. We'll come back to it. I promise. You're still in Dowsers. Look, I don't understand why. What do you feel so strongly about this? Okay, we'll come back to them. Let's just finish the list. Okay, is this okay? Putting this here next to Flingza on C? Is that okay? V-roller. These are probably together, right? All three of these. They're just three different sides of the same coin. I know that's non-Euclidean geometry, but does that seem reasonable? All rollers, meh. Big Swig, I almost feel like Big Swig could be at the front of these four because it's a little bit better. Because you get comparable speed to Carbon, but more spread, and it's more DP, or it's more damage per swing. Pluto, you gotta move on from the Dowsers for a minute. We have serious business to take on. Tent. Well, it's pinned. It's literally a pinned comment. We're not going to forget about it. Tent. Somebody was saying they felt strongly about Tent. I think I could go B. I just don't like the speed on them. You got to move on. We're not talking about Dowsers anymore. We have nothing else to say. You just keep saying they're very good, but we need new data to have any kind of conversation about it. Does anybody feel bad about B for this? I think I'm worried. Zyko, I hear what you're saying. I think Zyko's saying the modness of your role. Okay, focus. We're almost at the end of the list. Then we can come back and talk about other stuff. S-Blast, I think you could say A for S-Blast. Here's the dilemma with Pencil. It can single cycle Drizzlers. It can single cycle everything, I guess. But it can't pierce, and it's slow. And you can't recharge. So I feel like that's a C. A for S-Blast, I think it's fine. Yeah. It can also do the Steel Head thing that Range Blaster can't do. It's funny because S-Blast actually makes Range Blaster look pretty bad. It's okay. Being tired is totally understandable. Okay, we're almost out of normal weapons here. Dynamo, I think Dynamo is really strong. I would put it A, left to my own devices, but I could be talked into B. It's definitely above these things, right? Because like you can just roll over cohawks, no problem. Does anybody not want to put it in? Like I would leave this, put in this in A. I don't like considering worst case scenarios. It makes every single weapon D. I mean, that's fair. We love Dynamo. One-shot lessers makes it A alone. One-shot lessers. We're talking about Dynamo. Pencil should be S. But is it S? I just think about the rotations that it's on spawning grounds, and it's very difficult to get it to work there. Like high tide spawning grounds, is pencil work well? I know the damage is good, but is it good as like a again freelance carry? Yes, please. That's a good comment to pin. Maybe it's a little too all caps, but I get it. That is worst case. S blast also S. We're not. Really? You think so? I mean, I could see that. It's so slow, right? That's like a single small fry can like ruin your day with S blast. That's the only thing that kind of sucks. Yeah, let's get them exactly. Let's go back to them. Okay. If anything is off by more than one tier, that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Does anything look wildly off? Like, is this fine? Is B fine for 10? I could see, so Ranger wants us at like A or something, but I don't know. Maybe you have to defer to somebody else for that. I just think, like, I like it when it's good, but when it's bad, it's like really bad. Pencil is way off. I can put in B. Wait, what's Pluto? What's wrong? Just notice Explo. What? I mean, somebody. Okay, so Ranger, what do you think of Explo? Where should it be? I like Explo. It's just you can't do anything with it. B. Explo B. It's just that you can't get out of anything, right? Explo is easy. B. Okay, we can. Okay, everybody feels B. The trick here is just that each shot is really bad, right? It's just because the flyfish thing. Flyfish and stingers, it's great for, but like if you've got a horde of lessers, you're dead with this, right? Good with stingers? No, for sure. No, it definitely is. But can you carry a whole wave with that? It's got decent horde clearing too. Really good at lessers. Is it really good at lessers, do you think? Explo? Cohawks, it takes like 4 shots. We're not using X tier yet. I mean, that's fair criticism. But that's only that's only concerns these, right? Some of these will be promoted. Also, we're too late into the process to like reset it. Okay. That's fine at B. I mean, I think it's fine. Okay, we're almost done. I'm not a huge fan of this weapon. I could see it in B. Play Explo with dozens of Maws, fish sticks, and flipper flappers. There's a trick for fish sticks with Explo, but it's not easy to pull off. I think I'm more in Foolish Radish's camp on Explo. While everyone else is in the basket. I could see Bamboo at B, but more comfortable with it C. I would be happy to put it lower. Some people are really passionate about this one. Pluto, what do you think of Bamboo? I think it's just the kill rate is good with it, right? Fish sticks are easy with it. Your argument is not valid. Bamboo is B. I think B is fine for that. Okay. I think we're now into the G weapons. Okay. So here's what we'll do. This is I think a solid list. I mean, the distribution's pretty good. This is almost like a joke category, right? Meh. So really you could think of like D and meh as sort of being like roughly in the same tier. So I think this is actually a good distribution. So here's the thing. I think this is absolutely easily, I'm out of space now. Crap. Hang on. Let's take some of these top tier weapons and move them up. What else? Okay, G slasher might be kind of controversial. Okay. I need to know, is anybody going to argue with this? Sorry, my screen is getting dark for some reason. Eco Chang, hi. Oh, you're the okay, perfect. This is the perfect person. I'm so happy you're here, Eco Chang. Actually, I knew a shout out. Is that going to work? Did that? Oh, that may not work because I need to use the English name. Or did it work? It worked. Okay, perfect. Okay, Eco, we're building a tier list. For those that don't know, Eco is a really, really good Japanese player who also speaks English, who reminds me to speak more slowly. So, Eco, what do you think about this list? We're still filling out the very top, but the other, does everything look good? Oh, sorry, Pluto. Sorry, I thought I told you about that. Oh, sorry. No, yeah, I thought I told you. I'm really sorry about that. Eco, what do you think about this list? Any concerns? Move Stamper and Sploosh up to X. Oh yeah, I think that's fair. Stamper, Sploosh. What about? Or sorry, that was Wiper. Stamper. I mean, Dapples are kind of Sploosh too, right? They're actually higher DPS. Poor Eco. Sorry. Wait, hold on. Eco just stopped by. I'll try to make tier list next stream. That's good. That's better. That's better. Because I want to see that. I would be very interested. Rather than having you try to answer this right now. Which isn't fair at all. That's a much better plan. Okay. I'll send you mine and then you can tell me if I made it wrong. Okay. By the way, when I did the shout out thing, did it show up on screen as the badge? Pencil and P is giving me Pluto Dowser feelings. Where did you want it to be, higher or lower? Eco can speak Korean as well, actually. We'll do that later. Hang on, I gotta fix my monitor. Okay. What do we got left? So I think this is easily S at least. Some people don't like Brella. I think Blaster is A. Maybe some people feel it should be an S, but G Blaster I think is really not a good weapon. This may be very controversial. I actually think this is up here. I'm going to put these last few up here and then people can tell me if I'm wrong. This I think is pretty bad, honestly. This I think is pretty good. But I could be talked into A on that one. And that just leaves us with this one, which I think is probably here. Okay. G Slosher and A or B. I could see that. I mean, the thing is it pierces and it keeps going. Some people think this is the best weapon in the game. Blaster, Umbrella, wait. Oh, Blaster, G Blaster, Umbrella, you'd put in D with Brella above Blaster. I don't think Brella's that bad. Blaster, I don't really have. I could put it in D pretty comfortably, actually. I'm just sort of putting it there because it's got you know, it's better than D, I think, but I don't like it. Wait, hold on, let me catch up. Pluto said something. Oh, Pluto also speaks Korean. I didn't know that. Not funny, didn't laugh. Grizz Roller is X rank for handling alone. It's funny. Yeah, I think it's amazing. It's one of the best weapons for sure. It's just okay, could this go up here? Does anyone disagree with this? I feel like this is just it's just a different direction of Stamper, right? Like if I had to go with this list as it is right now, I think I'd feel comfortable with it. I think you could make the case that this should be next to Sploosh because it's actually better, like higher DPS. I would even be tempted to put Wellspring in this. Dowser Dualies. Oh my god. Is that all the this is all the weapons now. They're all on the screen now. I mean, well, so like I didn't do like within the tier. That's kind of random right now, but just in terms of like which tier they're in. Gbrella. I think Gbrella is actually good. If you play to its strengths, I think you can do pretty much anything with it. Grizz Rollers X. G Blaster's not meh. G Blaster's pretty bad. I mean, I could easily see a case to put it in B, honestly. It does fish sticks really well. It's a pretty bad weapon. It also, the other problem with G Blaster, by the way, is it obscures your field of view. So even if it's not a very good weapon in general, it also makes it harder to play. It's basically a Clash reskin. Wellspring X, yeah. Dapples and Sploosh. I think Dapples depend on how much love. Dapples is actually higher DPS than Sploosh. G Blaster in B, but not. Where should it be? Fish sticks ruin G Slosher if you get caught in it. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Dowsers? You're saying Dowsers you think are better than G Blaster? I want to ask Eco what he thinks about Dowsers, but I'm worried what might happen if we get into a Dowser battle. I have to admit, I'd rather play Dowsers than G Blaster. I mean, I think our roller's the same. Yeah, I think these all are. I think this one. I only know the English names. I think the Big Swig is a little bit better than these other ones. Actually, no. Hold on. Let me do it this way. So these are both fast, which is good. This has more ink, and this is just faster. Because you can do a single. You can kill. I'm trying to not talk too fast here. You can kill a steelhead with this easily. You can kill a steelhead with this pretty easily. I think these two are better than these two. But I think Dynamo, again, this is the English name. I think Dynamo is better. No, we Pluto, we know Dowsers are better in PvP. Yeah, we were gonna reprioritize some. Why is Dynamo A? Dynamo can roll over all lessers easily. That's why I this was like a special pick for me. I thought it was easily A. But you know, somebody can tell me if I'm wrong. I mean, it's like this is 2 full grades above this, which I think is like a good place for it to be. FL will still die a million times. Yeah, you're not wrong. Please let even wait, what? Please let them even smell B tier. Oh, you're still worried about Dowsers. Oh my god. Okay. There. Are we good now? My god, that was the biggest campaign anybody's ever made for a weapon. I mean, it also fits on the screen better, which is nice. I'm going to actually, Eco, if you're still here, do you have like a disc? I want to send this to you to see if you have opinions. Or actually, I'll just wait for your stream. I guess that's better. My life is so much better now. All right. I mean, that's fine. We've made Pluto happy. I think this is a good list. I think this is actually a good list. They're not necessarily in the right order in the Zycode is just red Hawaii. By the way, I'm probably going to set up a Discord server. Psydoc thought that was a good idea, so we can do that. So like in the within the tier, they're probably not in the right order, but I think the tiers themselves are good. Oh, I already started setting up the Discord. I've already got it. I just haven't like made it public. You'll be the first to know, Pluto, for sure. Does everyone feel? I mean, like, does anybody feel like this list is way off? I guess that's the question. Yeah, I'll tell you, Pluto. Don't worry. Yeah, no, Ranger, I definitely would like to see your tier list. Absolutely. Well, we could do another round of this like sometime in the next few days where we look at other people. Actually, that would okay. So here's an idea. I think this actually would be really fun. If people wanted to send their tier list just to me on Discord, or something like that, we'll figure out how to do it, and then we can like review them together. I think that would be really fun. Like we'll do like a normal Salmon Run rotation, and then look at them together and like discuss. That would be really fun. Ranger says, I'm fine with everything, no matter how much I don't like it, except pencil being in B. You think it should be lower? This is like, or no, you wanted it higher. I'm sorry. You wanted it much higher. Pencil is one of those things where I think it is theoretically higher, but in practice it struggles in freelance, and I don't know why that is. You can no. I know. No. I totally agree with you on this, on the cycling the bosses 100%. It's just it's so slow to get there is the problem. Eco, you're saying nice on the list. Five shot is so good. I mean, we could put it here for now. I think that's one of the ones that you could argue goes in a lot of places. Pencil is better. Okay. I mean, that's a pretty strong case. If both Ranger and Eco are saying it's better, I'm not going to argue that. Eco, are you going to stream after this today? Or are you not streaming today? That is the deciding factor. Sorry, Ranger, I forgot you were already in Discord. Or that we're on Discord. Better than A? It's better than A? Pencil? Pencil is better. Not today. Okay. Is this supposed to be higher than A? Well, so Pluto, the thing is I've played well, I shouldn't say I've played. I've watched Eco play a lot, and I've watched Ranger and I have talked a lot about them. So I have like a better understanding of how they play Salmon Run. That's like the main factor. It's not a personal it's about like I know how they play the game. You also named your tiers instead of letters. Oh, that's fair. Pencil is S tier in anyone's hand who plays Salmon at least decently well. But freelance, you think? Not on a team? You know it's only a joke. I know. Yeah. I mean, I think this is a good list. I know I just said that, but I'm just like reiterating. I think this is there anything on here I disagree with? I mean, probably not, right? Because I dragged everything here, but I think this is a good list. I'm gonna how do I do that? How do I screenshot on this thing? I'll figure it out later. Not on a team, even in FL, people handle it well. Just haven't played much when you're not tired. That's fair. Most are. You want this to be an S? It's as good as these, really? Eco, would you say S or A? Or Zyko? You're Zyko. I forgot you're already in Discord. Oh. Yes. AM better. S is better. Okay. Everyone wants it in S. I mean, I like it. It just struggles. Okay, so let's just take a quick look, and then we'll see if anybody else is playing. Okay, so X is. I'm trying to think of how to like sum this up. Okay, so probably the best weapon in the game. Very close to the best weapon in the game. Top tier, top tier, top tier, absolutely top tier, top tier. Some people are probably going to disagree with this. I could put this in S pretty easily, honestly, because the ink efficiency. Definitely top tier. Very, very good. Hang on, my screen's going dark for some reason. Hello, wake up screen. I gotta reset it. Oh, okay, see you, Pluto. I'm glad we were able to work out dowsers for you. Very strong, very strong, very strong. All very strong weapons. Pencil that everybody fought for. Very good, but some weaknesses. I think is this the category here, right? All these are very strong weapons, but have some weaknesses. These are good and bad. Mix of good and bad. Dowsers, somebody fought for. E-liter. These are pretty weak, but have some strengths. These are bad, but usable. And these are technically weapons, but you hope you never get them. Oh, that's a better shout out, by the way. Thank you for that. Send the tier list link to chat. Oh yeah. That's a good point. The chat thing is it's on a different computer. That's annoying. I don't know if I actually have a good way to do that right now. The streaming computer is in a totally different setup. I'll definitely save it, so maybe I'll have to do it next time. Like or maybe I'll just set up the Discord server and put it there. You have the tier list? I was thinking maybe we do that next. It's pretty late for me here. So if we could do it like on a second round, I think that might work better. Or it's right there. I just can't get to, this is sort of a weird aspect of my setup right now, is the PC we're looking at is my gaming PC, and I don't really have any good way to get stuff over to the streaming PC. Right now, I have to figure it out. I'll definitely check it out later though, because I'm very curious. Hang on one sec. Okay. I was just trying to find somebody else that was playing Salmon Run. I think I got one. So here's what I think this is. I'm happy with this list personally. Next time we play rotation together, we should just reserve some time at the end to look at like Rangers lists and anybody else that has them. Maybe we'll look at all of them. Who knows? But I mean, this was fun. Hang on one second. Let me check this. Okay, I found someone playing Salmon Run. Okay, got it. All right. Yeah, tier maker saves your stuff when you log off. You'll make a list too. I think that'd be great. Yeah, we should look at a bunch of them. Send a friend request in Discord. Okay, I'll grab that. Had a lot of fun today. Yeah, Zyko, thanks so much for hanging out. Yeah, 100 followers. Totally forgot about that. That's totally, yeah, thank you for that too. This was super fun. Thank you everybody for hanging around. Thank you again for Kitten for the raid. Pluto, who else did we play with earlier? Pluto X Discord /Cream. Fudge, thank you for playing. Kathy, I think, did a gift sub. Who am I forgetting? Eco, thanks for stopping by. Thanks everyone for talking about the tier list. That was super fun. We'll figure out something fun to do. Maybe there's some kind of fun celebration thing we can do for 100 followers, because that's a big deal, right? Probably I'm going to set up the Discord, and Pluto can help me figure some of those things out. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you. Thank everybody. Super appreciate you being here. It was a lot of fun. I hope everybody else had fun too. There's this one person who's streaming right now, so let's do a quick raid, and then we'll probably be tomorrow. I might do No Man's Sky, and then up until 5 p.m. my time, and then we'll switch over to the new rotation. So, all right, have a good night, good day, wherever you are. Good morning, and see you soon.